Okay. Guys, good to see you again. Today is Tuesday, right? I think it is January 12th. As you know, time is flying, and maybe you're not going out much in Azerbaijan, and the whole you are staying home. For you, time may be actually passing so slowly, but for me, it is flying a lot, even because you're going out and busy. Anyway, so let's start. As you know, this week you are going to have a progress test on Friday. Okay. So now I'm going to show you a few examples how to do and how I'm going to conduct this test. All right. And after that, we will see a few questions again from where we stopped from last SASMO paper. And that's what we are going to do because in 1 hour, of course, we cannot cover much. And how I am going to conduct this test on Friday. Guys, actually, you have a class and you have to join the class at least 5 minutes earlier. Okay. If I'm busy, you need to wait for a couple of minutes. And after that, okay, when you join like this, now I think you can see me. Maybe I cannot see you due to some unknown reasons. Okay. So I was actually just display the questions like this. For example, let's say, guys, question one, solve the following equations. Okay, we have two equations here. The time given for this equation is, let's say it is 6 minutes. Okay, I will just keep the timer, and in 6 minutes I will just move to the next question. All right, so a next question is given that blah 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 blah, say the smallest possible values of x when blah blah. All right, and according to this question paper also I will actually prepare answer sheet. You have to solve on a piece of paper and on a table. Okay, you have to keep a pencil or pen, or if possible also calculator. You have to solve it and write your answers. Right after we finish the test, let's say from 9 o'clock till 10 o'clock, that's a test time, and I will give you 5 more minutes, and you have to just save it, and you have to send it back to me to my WhatsApp account. Okay, and I'm going to prepare answer sheet in two different formats. Number one is in PDF. Number two is in Excel file. In PDF format, if you have an iPad or Samsung tablet, whatever it is, you can just write with a pen like me. For example, I just opened this in, what is this? In Microsoft Edge, and I can just write everything here. Okay, my answer is, let's say 12 cm squared, and I can just save it and send it to me. Other version is in Excel, you just open and write your answer. Everything is there. Question 1A, B. What you have to do is solve it on a piece of paper, write your answer, and right after the end of the class, you have to submit it. That's it, okay? And if you are late more than like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, actually, it will be considered as not turning in, so you will get 0. Why am I doing this? Number one is just to give some feedback about your progress to your parents. Number two is for me, how much you understand, because here I can't see your faces. I'm just talking. Only a few questions. Students are involved in this class and ask a few questions. That's it. Okay. Usually, maybe here we have a group, I'm teaching a group of students, that's why you may be shy, but usually when I teach one-to-one online, you need to keep your camera on. Okay, we are meeting just 2 hours a week. Okay, you have to use this time efficiently. All right, about the test, guys, do you have any questions? Because now I'm going to show you 2 3 examples, and after that I'm going to ask a few questions. Then after that we will what is it, practice some SASMO questions. That is my plan for today. Before I continue, if you have any questions about the test that you're going to have on Friday, please. Okay, so this file I have already shared with you. Okay, so okay, all right, so we are just going to practice a few questions from here. Okay, and after that I will move to another test. I will show you a few examples how to how to do those test questions, and after that you'll go move to what is it, SASMO questions. So in this question, It's about, I think it's about a word problem that leads to quadratic equation, right? So let's say we just display the question. Now you have 5 minutes. How you should do this question? First, immediately we have to read it, and after that you need to form an equation, and after that just write the answer. That's it, right? Just 2, 3 steps. A man travels 108 kilometers at an average speed of X kilometers per hour. Okay, we understand. So it's actually means traveling from one point to another point, from let's say this A to B. The distance between these 2 points is 108 kilometers, and his speed is X kilometers per hour. Okay, he finds that he could have saved 4.5 hours if he had increased his average speed by 2 kilometers per hour. Find X. Okay, again, as you see here, we are just forming equation to travel 108 kilometers at an average speed of X kilometers per hour. How much time does he spend actually? How long does it take? We don't know. Let's say it takes T hours. At that time, we can form our equation, right? Distance equation, that 108 is equal to speed times time. That is X, the speed, the time, it is T. And the second question says that he finds that he could have saved 4.5 hours if he had increased his speed, average speed by 2 kilometers per hour. So we are talking about the same distance, but here, what is changing? Here, X and T, right? If he increases his speed by 2 kilometers per hour, as you know that actually, we know that speed and time, they are inversely proportional to each other, right? Inversely proportional means that if you increase your speed to reach your destination, you'll have to spend less time, right? If you are traveling slowly, at that time it takes more time. That means that two quantities, they are changing, right, at two different, the same rate, but when one increases, another one decreases. We say that these two quantities are inversely proportional to each other. So here, usually the speed and time, that is very, very good example to describe this inverse proportion. So here, if you increase your speed by 2, right, that is X plus 2. Originally, your speed was X kilometers per hour, but now here it is X plus 2. At the time, it says that he could have saved, or how much? 4.5 hours. So here we have T minus 4.5 hours. Immediately, let me just write it as an improper fraction. Change this mixed number into improper fraction. That's equal to 9 over 2, right? So now we got two equations. And as you see here, we have two equations, two variables. That means that we can solve this, because in math, if the number of
Hello.
equations is equal to the number of variables, that means that those equations are solvable. Okay, so since we are asked here to find X, so somehow we need to eliminate T from the equations. From the first part, T is equal to 108 over X. Now maybe I'm explaining this, but it takes time, but when you're solving, you have to do some steps mentally. Otherwise, it may take a long time. How about in the second equation? On the left-hand side, we have 108. If you just expand the right-hand side, X times T, here we have X times T minus X times 9 over 2, that is 9 over 2x. And 2 times t, here we have 2 times t minus 2 times 9 over 2, that's equal to 9. And we know that x times t is equal to 108, right? So we can just cancel out these two things. And now I'm trying to form an equation in x. So what do we have here? Minus 9 over 2x plus 2 times t. What is t? T is 108 over x. We call this substitution method, right? We're just substituting the value of one variable into another variable. And minus, here we have 9 on the right-hand side. Actually, this left-hand side becomes now right-hand side. That's equal to 0. To bring this into a standard form, let me just multiply both sides by negative 2x. So I'm multiplying both sides by negative 2x. Why negative 2x? I want to have a positive coefficient of x squared. Okay, actually it doesn't matter, but usually if the coefficient of x squared is negative, sometimes students may get confused, or they may just not see this, and after that they make a mistake. So anyway, if you just multiply both sides of the equation by negative 2 times x, negative to negative 2, they cancel each other. Here we have 9x squared, right? And here we have negative 9 times negative 2x, that's equal to plus 18x. Now 2 times 108 over x, multiply this by negative 2x, X cancel each other. Here we have minus 4 times 108. That's equal to 4 times 108. That's equal to 432. On the right hand side, we have 0. So if you can, what is it, solve this by factorization, it's fine. But if you cannot immediately, you can just solve this by, what is it, using the formula. Guys, I will give you 1 minute. Do you think that we can factorize this? If you can, just look at this number. It means that, okay, this 9x, I should write this as a product of two things, right? And 100, negative 432 also as a product of two numbers. When we cross multiply, it should give us 18x. What are those numbers?
But why not to divide all of them by 9?
Are they divisible by 9?
Yes, because when you
Oh,
add 4, 3, and 2, it becomes 9.
I see. I didn't see that. Thank you very much. As you see here, Arat, 4 eyes are much, much more powerful than 2 eyes. Thank you. So again, if you divide by both sides of the equation by 9, so here we have x squared plus 2x minus divided by 9, 36. Here we have 4,
48.
huh?
48.
48
Yes.
is equal to 0. Oh, no, it's quite easy, right? Because the coefficient of x squared is 1. So here we have 8 times negative 6. And this 2 is 8 plus negative 2. Okay, it works. So I can factorize it as x minus 6, x plus 8 is equal to 0. Now from here, x equals 6 or x is equal to negative 8. And we know that speed, what is speed? Speed is defined as absolute value of velocity, right? And velocity, it has direction and also it has quantity. That's why actually it's described by a vector, right? Because vector has a length and it has direction. That's why velocity can be negative or positive. But absolute value of velocity is defined as a speed. That's why speed is always positive. And that's why here the speed cannot be negative 8, right? So this answer is rejected. So dot, dot, dot. The question was find the value of x, right? So find the value of x here, dot, dot, dot. X is equal to 6 kilometers per hour. It is so small. Maybe he was riding a bike. I don't know. Maybe walking. So it was traveling at 6 kilometers per hour. Is quite, maybe walking, I think. Okay. So that's how we do this. As you see here, these are standard questions. The only thing is, do you understand the question fast? And can you actually do these calculations fast? These are, I think, something that requires some skill, right? I mean, to improve the skill, you have to practice questions. Guys, if you have any questions anytime, you can just stop and I can go back and solve this again, okay? All right. So this question 6 is about equation. So I'll just skip this. Let's talk about question B. And after that, I will ask you one question for you. So Aysel Bakshiva, are you there? Arab, do you know her?
No.
You don't know. Okay. All right. Narmin, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, Narmin. Can you read this question for us? Please.
Yeah.
We need to use
Uh,
magic word, right? Please.
the distance between P and Q is 330 kilometers. A train traveling from P to Q at a speed of x kilometer per hour will take half an hour less than another train. B traveling from Q to P at a speed of x minus 5 kilometers per hour. Form an equation in x and then find the time taken for both trains A and B to travel between P and Q.
Very good. Narmin, where are you studying now? Are you also from Oxford School or
Yeah, I am
how long have you been studying there? How many years?
like 8 years. No, 9
8
years.
years.
9.
Oh, I see. That's why. Very good. And that's why your English is good. I have one student from UK. Her name is Amira. I think you speak like her.
Thank you.
Anyway, good, very good. I mean, studying at private school and international school, that is really, I would say, a big opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I also studied at international school, and after that, I taught math at international school for 11 years. Now I'm teaching at international university. All classes are in English, and I taught in many different countries, like 6, 7 different countries. It is, I don't know, it's really good. Now, when I teach you, or like you're just listening to me, I remember my high school time. When I was also at grade 9, I used to actually take private tuition from one professor. And during that time, or 6 months, I studied very hard and learned a lot. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Let's go and get back to this question. So again, it's about distance. What is it? Speed time problem. And if you just notice this, a lot of questions are this. And I mean, related to distance, time, and speed. And you may wonder, why is it so? Because these things describe the speed, time, and distance relationships very well. And you can understand this. But actually, in real life, we have a lot of similar problems, right? For example, if you're filling a kind of tank with water, right? If you're discharging, for example, gasoline into a big petrol tank, for example, or you're just pumping some kind of oil to somewhere, blah, blah, blah. These are all related to this. That's why if you understand this fundamental concept, you can understand other stuffs very well. That's why these questions are given a lot in math books. So the distance between P and Q is 330 kilometers. So let's change the color. Now let's use brown. So we are talking about the distance between two cities. Let's say this one is town A or city A, and this one is city B. And the distance between these two cities, it is 330 kilometers. A train traveling from P to Q at a speed of X kilometers per hour will take half an hour less than another train. B, traveling from Q to P. Okay, why did I write A and B here? Actually, it is P and Q, right? This one is P and this one is Q. Okay. A train traveling from P to Q. So traveling from P to Q, not to get confused, let me just write like this with arrowhead, at the speed of X kilometers per hour, right? So it is 330 kilometers and the speed is X, right? Time is, let's say it is T. And the half an hour less than another train B traveling from Q to P. So now we are talking about another train that is traveling from Q to P. And also if he travels the whole distance, that's 330 kilometers, and the speed is X minus 5, right? And now in the previous one, the train speed, which is traveling from P to Q, that is T, that T is 30 minutes, half an hour less, right? So here it should be T plus 1 over 2, because T is half an hour less than T plus 2. Okay, that's the first part. Form an equation in X. Okay, we have already formed in two equations in X and T. Now I will reduce this actually to the equation in 1x. Okay, then find the time taken for both trains A and B to travel from P to Q. Okay, first we have to form an equation in X and then find the time taken. First we have to form an equation in X, and after that we just solve this and substitute there, we will get time T. Okay, that's it. It's also a very similar question. Now we can do this much faster. Even I can form the equation X. Now immediately I can actually reduce this X. After all, I'm going to find T, right? We need to find the value of T here. So from the first equation, X is equal to 330 over T. Now, before we continue this, also let me simplify the second equation. 330 X times T is XT plus 1 over 2X, negative 5 times T, negative 5T, minus 5 times 1 over 2, that is 5 over 2. So X equals 330. Now they cancel out each other. So I'm going to form equation in T. So here we have 1 over 2 times X. What is X? That is 330 over T. Minus, here we have 5T minus 5 over 2. That's equal to 0. Now, if I multiply both sides again by negative 2t, and after that also I can simplify this by 5. What is it? Here we have negative 2t times negative 5t. So here we have 10t squared. Negative 2t times minus 5 over 2t, that is plus 5t. And 330 over 2t times negative 2t, that's equal to minus 330. And on the right hand side, we have 0. And all numbers are divisible by 5. If you divide both sides by 5, here we have 2t squared plus t minus this one is 66. Yeah, divided by 5, I think the 66 is equal to 0, right? Okay. So now how do you solve this by factorization? This 2t is a prime number. The only way is, to factor this is 2t and t. How about 66? So when we just multiply, right, the difference should be t. So I think we can just write this 11 times 6. So it is plus, I will put minus here. As see here, 2t times t, 2t squared, negative 11 times 6, that's equal to negative 66. And if you cross multiply these things, 2t times 6, 12t, t times negative 11, negative 11t, the sum is t. So we can factorize it as, let me change the color so you can see here. So here we have 2t minus 11 times t plus 6 is equal to 0. Now from here, t equals 11 over 2 and t equals negative 6. And we are talking about the time, so this negative answer is rejected. So what is the question? Let's read again. It says that then find the time taken for both trains A and B to travel between P and Q. So let me just write here train A, and here we have train B, right? So the first one is T. So for train A, it takes 11 over 2 hours. For the second one is X plus T plus half. So this 11 over 2 plus 1 over 2, that's equal to 6 hours. So for the train that is traveling from P to Q, it takes 5.5 hours, right, to reach Q. And for the train which is traveling from Q to P, it takes only 6 hours to reach or to arrive at its destination. Okay. So that's it. And now solve the equation. This equation part, you are so good. And let me just do question B. Okay. So it's also easy, but sometimes students may not understand what you mean by express m in terms of L. All right, express m in terms of L means that we need to make L or m the subject of the equation. And making the subject of, making m the subject of the equation, that means that we have to isolate this m from other variables. And what does it mean? That means that we have to leave m alone on left-hand side of the equation and take all other stuff, right? All other variables or constants to the other side. That means it's just, what is it? We need to know the technique of solving an equation. Anyway, so what we mean by this, express m in terms of L, right? So that means that I have to solve this equation for m. To do this one, I have to expand the left-hand side first. 5L minus 3m minus 12 is equal to m over L. Now I have to take all the terms that contains m to the left-hand side. So here we have negative 3m minus m over L, and others to the right-hand side. Here we have minus 5L plus 12. Now on the left-hand side, m is a common factor, so take this m out. So here we have negative 3 minus 1 over L. On the right-hand side, we have 12 minus 5L. Now, if I divide both sides by negative 3 minus 1 over L, so here we will have m is equal to 12 minus 5L over negative 3 minus 1 over L. Or if I just simplify this, right, because now in the denominator, I have another fraction that doesn't look nice. Let me just multiply numerator and denominator by negative L. At the time, here we will have 5L squared minus 12L over, in the denominator, we will have 3L plus 1. So we have X, what is it? Made m the subject of the formula. or we have expressed m in terms of f. And we know that actually that thing is very, very important in math, right? And a lot of times we need to change the subject of the formula. And that's why, just to practice this, the question is given here. Javid, are you there?
Yes.
Javid, the first question is for you here. Question C, given that x ranges from -4 to -1 and y from 2 to +7, right? From 2 to 7. Find the least possible value of x minus y. So what is the minimum value of x minus y? Yes, Javid, are you thinking?
Yes.
How do you solve this? It's a difference, right? To find the minimum, x must be minimum, y must be maximum. So what is the minimum value of x? That is
Minimum of
-4.
x is -4, -4, and my minimum of y is 2.
2 or 7?
Minimum or maximum?
Yeah, because we are saying that the difference, right? The difference should be minimum. So for the difference to be minimum, right? X should be minimum, y should be maximum, right?
Okay.
So minimum value of x is -4. Maximum value of y is 7. So -4 minus 7. So minimum possible or the least possible value of this difference is -11. Narmin, can you do question 2? What is the minimum or least possible value of 2x over y?
X is -7, yeah. No, -4.
How about y?
Because the least possible value is -4.
Okay, how about y? What is the value of y?
The y is 7.
Are you sure?
-7.
No, y cannot be -7, right? Y is changing from 2 to 7. So it should be 2, right? That's equal to
Okay.
-4. Because if you substitute 7, for example, here, 2 times -4 over 7, that is -8 over 7. So if you are talking about minimum, right, least possible value, -4 is smaller than -8 over 7, because -4 is to the left of -8 over 7. So
Okay.
immediately we should just substitute these values and compare. But of course here, how do I know? That's all the values of x here, they are negative. All the values of y, it is positive. Whatever you substitute here, x over y will be negative, right? For negative number to be the smallest, right? When you just ignore the sign of it, it must be the maximum, right? If you just ignore the sign, it must be the maximum. So that's why here we have 2 times x, that is -4 over 2.
Okay.
Okay, Arats, how about question 3? What is the least smallest or minimum value of this expression?
It has to be negative. No, not actually. 9.
What is the value of x?
-1.
-1.
Oh,
Y?
sorry, 0, 0, 0.
X cannot be 0.
No, not x. I mean the answer.
The answer is 0. Are you sure?
And the x be 2. And the y be 2.
Very good. So that's equal to 0, right? Because here 2x plus y squared is always non-negative. That means that the minimum value is 0, right? So now we have to check. Is it possible for 2x plus y be equal to 0? Yes. When x equals -1 and y equals 2, that's equal to 0. and otherwise it will be greater than 0. So minimum possible value of this one is 0. Number 4, how about Hussein?
Yeah.
Can you do number 4? What
Yeah.
is the minimum value of y squared minus x squared?
4 minus 1 equals 3.
So
Answer
this
is
y
3.
should be 2, right? Because squared
Yes.
minus, how about the value of x?
Negative 1.
Negative 1 or negative 4? Because we are looking for the minimum, right? Minimum. So for
Yeah.
the difference, this y squared should
Yes,
be
yes, yes.
minimum, x squared should be
Negative.
maximum. So that is
Yes.
negative 4, right?
4.
So it is 4 minus 16, that's equal to negative 12.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, that's also just revision. And okay. Given that x equals this and y equals this, find the values of x and y when t equals 5. Okay. Express x minus 4 over y minus 2 in terms of t, giving your answer in its simplest form. Okay, x is given, y is given, just substitute and calculate this. It's not so. Okay, I'll also skip this. Okay. Guys, now I want to ask this question to you, okay? Like a test, also in the test, it will do the same way. So I will give you 5 minutes. Okay, this question 13, do it in the paper and you can write your answer in the chat box or just tell me. Okay, reading, understanding 1 minute, solving 4 minutes. If you are ready, you can start now. Okay, 5 minutes. After exactly 5 minutes, we will discuss this together. Okay, you can start solving now.
Finish.
All right, can you write your answer or just tell me what your answer?
30.
30.
Yes.
What do you mean, 30 minutes or 30? What is the
Second.
question? Find the time taken for her to reach the bottom from the top if she just stands on the escalator. So, $30. What's your answer, Arad?
Yes. 30 seconds. Second.
Okay, 30 seconds. Okay. Let's wait for others for just 2 minutes.
And no, I changed it. 12.
From 30 to 12?
Yes. No, because I mixed up the step and second.
Okay, 12 seconds. Let's see. Think again, maybe you may change your mind again.
Maybe. This time I'm sure.
I think 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Another answer. What's your name? Hussein.
Yes.
Okay, let's wait for others. 1 minute left. After that, we'll discuss together. Twenty seconds. Okay. Narmin, any answer?
I don't have an answer yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Arat, how about you? Did you change your mind, but still
No,
12?
still 12.
Okay. Javid, how about you?
I don't have answer.
Also, how about you? Do you have any answer? Okay. Guys, I don't know, maybe it looks a bit tricky question. Let's see. Let's say that's our escalator from the top to bottom, right?
I changed my mind. 10.5 seconds.
10.5. Okay, no problem. And it says that Kate likes to walk down moving escalators and she takes one step at a time. Okay. When she walks down at the rate of 2 steps per second, right? The first speed, let's say speed 1, that is 2 steps per second. Then she reaches the bottom from the top after 18 steps, right? So that means that at 18 steps, she will reach the bottom. Okay. So, okay, number 1 is, what is the length of this escalator? How many steps do we have? We don't know. Let's say that L, right? That's equal to, so 2 steps per second, 18 steps, right? How long does it take for 18 steps? Only 9 seconds. So that is 9 seconds times his speed is 2 steps per second, right? And how about the escalator speed? We don't know. It is 2 plus x, right? Because also escalator is moving. And when she is exhausted, she will walk down at the rate of 1 step per second. And then she will reach the bottom from the top after 12 steps. That means that 1 step per second, that means that 12 steps, it takes 12 seconds, right? In the second case, that L is equal to 12 seconds. And now her speed is 1 step per second, 1. And escalator speed, it does not change. It remains unchanged, that's equal to x. Right, from these 2 equations, find the time taken for her to reach the bottom from the top if she just stands on the escalator. So first we need to find x. From here, 9 times 2 plus x is equal to 12 times 1 plus x, right? So here we have 18 plus 9x equals 12 plus 12x. From here, 3x is equal to 6 and x equals 2. So that is the escalator speeds. So we need to find what is the time taken for her to reach, right? First, if we find the escalator's length here, 9 times 2 plus, what is x is equal to 2. So that's equal to 36. That means that on the escalator, we have 36 steps, right? And what is the speed of the escalator? Every second, that 2 steps, right? It is moving. So 36 is equal to, what is x is equal to 2 times t. So from here, t is equal to 18 seconds. But nobody's answer is 18 seconds. Hussein, what do you think? Did I make a mistake or you made a mistake?
I made a mistake.
Arat, any objection?
Teacher, but it said that she will like become like tired after 12 steps.
Yes.
So at the first is like 6 seconds till there. Then after 6 seconds, the remaining is again 6. And as it's one step 1, so it become 12.
Yes, Arat, what happened?
No, I mean it said that the first 12 step, the speed is 2 steps per second, yes?
Yes.
So it becomes 6 seconds all of it.
Why
Then
6
there,
seconds? What do you mean 6 seconds?
because there is 12 step, and for each 2 step there is 1 second.
Okay. So
So
now,
it,
are you talking about the first part of the question? Are you talking about this part?
which, no, yes.
When she walks down at a rate of 2 steps per second, right? Every second she's taking 2 steps. She reached the bottom from the top after 18 steps. So in 1 second, you are taking 2 steps, right? So when it takes 18, actually to take 18 steps, how long does it take? 9 seconds, right?
Yes.
So that means in the first case, reaching from top to the bottom, it takes only 9 seconds. So that's our time. And now what is the speed? You are walking. And also at the same time, the escalator is moving, right? So we have to add their speeds.
What is escalator?
What is escalator? You know, the supermarket, when you go to shopping malls from one floor to another floor, if you want to go down or go up, right, you need to take on the escalator.
Ah, so I got the question completely wrong.
You mean the question or your solution?
No, because I didn't know what is, I forgot the name. Escalated. So I just got the, I thought it's like stairs.
Okay, yeah, that's the problem, Ara. That's the point, you know. A lot of times, if you do not understand one keyword or in problems, especially math problems, if you don't understand, you cannot solve this. That's why just being smart is not enough. And also your language skill, understanding skill, and vocabulary, it should be good enough. Right? Maybe in your own language, in Azari language, maybe you may understand. But if you're thinking the
I don't know,
future
I see.
and learning from different sources also. Anyway, so if everything clear, guys, I'm going to move to the next question. If you have no question, okay. Narmin, is it clear?
Yes.
Teacher, but why you divided them by 2 at the end?
Which one I divided by 2?
36 is equal to 2t.
Okay. What is 2, Arad? It's the speed of the escalator, right? This one is 2 steps per second. You know, escalator, it is moving at this speed. If you just do not walk and stand on it, it means that your speed is the same as the escalator speed, right? So that is the speed of the escalator. Now you are standing because your speed is 0 now. And how long does it take? Because the question is asking that find the time taken for her to reach the bottom from the top if she just stands on the escalator. That means that your speed is 0 now if you're not moving, right? Okay, again, we are just using, what is it? Distance equals speed times time. Our distance is the length of the escalator. Speed is now that you are moving. Since you're just standing on the escalator, your speed is the escalator speed, right? That is 2 steps per second. And how long does it take? If the length of the escalator is 36 steps, it takes 18 seconds. Okay?
Okay.
Good. I will keep this and share with you, Arad. Again, you have to have a look and try to understand, but that is what the problem is. Guys, I'm going to ask you another question, okay? I will give you 5 minutes. That's also challenging question, SASMO type question. That's why first I wanted to try, okay? Then after that, I want to explain, then we will finish the class. Okay, that is the question. And you have 5 minutes. 1 minute to understand the question, 4 minutes for solving. If you are ready, you can start now. Time starts now.
Teacher, can you give a clue?
Clue is, Arad, draw a picture. Draw 2 candles and label them. After T hours, let's say the first candle, the second one after T hours. And the question says that find the time in hours, right, taken for the height of the first candle to be 4 times that of the second candle. Anyway, guys, Arad, let's solve this together because we don't have much time, and maybe later you can try again yourself. So that's also SASMO type questions are like this. You know, they ask this kind of questions. It is simple when you just look at this simple question, but understanding is one challenge. After understanding, solving is another challenge because directly you cannot solve this kind of questions. Anyway, so what we're talking about here is it says that 2 candles of the same height are lit at the same time. So if you are talking about 2 candles, that's why this is the first one. Okay, and this one is the second one, and the same height. All right. So let's say the height of each candle is h meters. Okay. And each candle burns at a constant rate, and the first candle takes 5 hours while the second candle takes 4 hours. Okay, let me just write the burning actual speed of this candle. Let's say it one is S1, maybe centimeters per hour. Okay, the second one is S2, centimeter per hour. So for the first candle, then H is equal to, it takes 5 hours, right? So that is 5 times S1. Okay, 5 times S1. S1 is a speed and 5 is a time. Time in hours, S1 is centimeters per hour. And for the second one is equal to speed times time. So that's equal to 4 times S2, right? As you see here, the second one is burning fast. Now, what is the question? Find the time in hours taken for the height of the first candle, okay? The first candle to be 4 times that of the second candle. And suppose that after T hours that we are going to find the time, right? After T hours, this candle burns and only this much left. Okay, only this much left. This much left. So let's say, and after that's T hours, okay, the second candle, because it burns fast, only this much left. Okay. But here, let's say this length is, height is X. Now, how about this length here? It should be 4x, right? Because it says that the first candle to be 4 times that of the second candle, right? That is the remaining part. Then how about this part then? How about this part? This part will be h minus 4x, right? And how about the big one? For the big one, this will be h minus x, right? Now from here, we know the speed, right? What is this? It takes t times, right? Actually, for both to burn that much, it takes t hours. So that one, if I write our equation, h minus 4x, the height burned, that's equal to time taken, that is t. And what is the speed of the first candle? That is S1, right? So that is S1 times t. So we are going to find this t. For the second candle, how much burned already? H minus x, right? That's equal to S2 times T, right? Now from here, I know what is S1, I know what is S2, right? What is S1? H over 5. And S2, H over 4, right? If I substitute here, from here, T equals H minus 4x over, from the first equation, S1. What is S1? S1 is H over 5. And from the second equation, t equals h minus x over S2, right? What is S2? It is h over 4. Or if you just simplify this, that is 5 times h minus 20x over h. From the second one, that's equal to 4 capital H minus 4x over h. Now these t's are the same, right? If you just equate them, what we have here? Here we have 5h minus 20x over h will be equal to 4h minus 4x over h. This h cancels each other, and take 4h to the left hand side. From here we have h, and minus 20x to the right hand side. Here we have 16x. So that's a relation between h and x, right? Now, from here, we need to find t, right? If I substitute into this equation, let me just write here, these are our equations. This is the first equation, and this is the second equation. If you substitute there, what do we have here? H, right? H equals 16x. That is 16x minus 4x equals S1 times t. And second one, h equals 16x, 16x minus x equals S2t, right? Now from here, if you divide side by side, 16x minus 4x, that is 12x, over 16x minus x, that is 15x. On the right-hand side, here we have S1t over S2t, right? So this t cancels each other. Okay. All right. So t cancels each other. From here, S1 over S2, that's equal to 12 over 15. That's equal to 4 over 5. Okay. So now, wait. Why? We need to find time. Okay.
Instead of that, substitute, what is it? S1 was h/5. So it become, then h we found is 16x, then we substitute them to the left, so t is found.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's much better, right? Okay. So from here, S1 times T equals, what is it? 12x. Okay. Then H equals 5 times S1, right? And from here, S1 is equal to 12x over T. So from here, H equals 16x. Okay, let's have it. Let me just write here. H equals 16x, and from here H equals 5 times S1. What is S1? S1 is 12x over T. So this x cancels each other. From T is equal to 60 over 16. By 4, it is 15 over 4. Okay. So that's the answer. We have to find T, right? So T, it takes 15 over 4. That means that it is 3 hours and 45 minutes. So actually, after 3 hours and 45 minutes, the remaining height of the first candle will be 4 times longer than the remaining height of the second candle. Okay. Okay, guys, then thank you very much. I will just save it and also share with you. On Friday, I'm going to ask this kind of questions, and for the time, okay, you have 60 minutes. Don't be late, and exactly it's the scheduled time it will start, okay? And
Okay.
yeah, write my answers, and that's it. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great day ahead. I will meet you on Friday. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.